Hi everyone. In this video today I will explain about a variables concept in C programming language. So let us move on with topics. So first we'll see what is the definition of variable. Then what are the rules we are used to define a variable and how to declare a variable and how to initialize the variables. So definition of a variable. A variable is nothing but it's a name of the memory location. So it is used to store your data. So whenever you do the computational part in your programming language, you have to keep your information somewhere temporarily, right? So for that purpose, we need to use the concept of variables. So we can give a name for your memory locations to keep your information temporarily. So now your variables, it can be changed during your execution of your program, right? And it can be reused many times. So what are the rules you can follow to define a variables? So always a variable can always variables it consisting of alphabets, digits and underscore symbols. It may be of a combination. Like you can give a name of your variable. It will be the combination of characters, digits and underscore. So always a variable name it starts with alphabet. So we cannot an underscore also if you want then you can use, but it cannot use any digit as a starting letter of your variable. And it doesn't allows you to give any white spaces in your variable name. And variable name it must not be any of your reserved words or any keywords. So these reserved words and the keywords are having a specific meaning in your programming languages, so they can use for a specific purpose. So we cannot use those names as your variable name. So now these are some examples how we can declare a variables. So these are a valid declaration. So you can start with alphabet, right? So it is of type integer. Now ABC is my variable name. So because it consisting all are alphabets, so it is a valid declaration. So now coming to this, see here first name. So I have two words I can use in between underscore. So this is an underscore symbol. So this is also a valid because I can't give any space between that. So here see, this is int area. So it is all alphabets. And then float P12. So now this is an alphabet and numerical values combination. So this is also valid. And then double A underscore 5. So here it is a combination of alphabet, underscore and numerical value. So in this way you can declare your variables in C programming language. So just remember, don't use any reserved words and keywords as a name of your variable name. Always your variable name it starts with either character or an underscore symbol. It doesn't start with any numerical value. So your variable name it may be of a combination of alphabets, numerical values and underscore symbol. So now you can see here the declaration of variables int 1 to a. So this is not a valid variable declaration because your variable name is not starts with alphabet or else it not start with underscore. So it is started with a numerical value. So it is not allowed. And here see character last name. So here you can observe that the space between the last and name. So it doesn't allow in your C programming language. So this is also not valid. And here you can observe that your variable name consisting numerical values and alphabets, but it starts here is numerical value. So because of that reason, these declarations will say these are the invalid declarations of your variables. So what do you mean by declaring a variable? So what's happening when you declare a variable in your programming languages? So the declaration of a variable which tells the compiler where and how much storage is required to store your variable. So your declaration part of your variable will say that for compiler, so where it can save means either in registers or in maybe stack or in maybe of internal storage or it is on disk, right? So like that where we have to give a memory for this variable, it will gives you the clarification and also it gives how much memory is needed suppose if you declare a variable of type integer, so integer can occupy 2 bytes of memory for storing the integer value. So whenever you declare a variable of type integer, so the compiler can understand, okay, I can give 2 bytes of memory for this variable. So now this is a syntax for declaring a variable. Simply you can use data type variable name. So here data type, it may be of any data type available in your C programming, that will be of your primary data types or secondary data types or user defined data types. Any data type you can give. And here for giving the name of your variable, you can follow the rules what we specified. And then here these are some examples of declaring a variable. Simply I can declare one variable of type integer, and here I am declaring one variable of type floating point. And it is also possible in programming, you can declare more than one variable in a same data type. Right? Suppose see, I want to declare three variables of type integers. So I cannot give like int a, int b, int c. So instead of writing that, I can simply use one time data type and I can provide all my list of variables. So for that you can use this syntax. So how it will be: data type variable 1 comma variable 2 comma variable 3 comma and so on. So you can declare any number of variables. Suppose if you want to declare 10 variables, you can give variable 1 comma variable 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma and so on variable 10, then you can give a semicolon. So you remember, each and every variable, it must be separated with a comma. So you can put the comma between the variables. Otherwise your compiler cannot recognize. So now this is a simple example how you can declare a multiple variables of same data type. So here I want to declare three variables of type integer. So I cannot use like int a, int b, int c. Simply I can declare int a comma b comma c. So now we'll see how to initialize a variables. So initialization of a variable is nothing but you can assign a value to your variable. So if I declare like int a comma int b, then I give c equals to a plus b, then what will be the values of a and b? How can I add these two variables? So after declaring your variables, you must initialize the variables to give the values for that. So initializing of a variable, it can be done in two ways. So one is compile time initialization and second one is the runtime initialization. So compile time initialization is nothing but, so we can initialize variables at the time of programming. So when you're writing the program itself, you can give the values of your variables in a program, right? So such type of initialization is said to be a compile time. And we can use simply an equal symbol. So see, here is some example. Suppose if I want to initialize an integer value. So how can I initialize? I can use my assignment operator is equals to, and I can provide the value which I want to store in my variable. So here in A I want to store 15, so that I can give in 15 here. So then what's happening? So when you initialize a variable like this, so now your compiler will keep this value in a memory where it reserved for your variable. So suppose it reserves your variable at location 2020. So now it keep that 15 into that location. So like that the character variable can hold the character value. So you can simply give quotation, single quotation, within that you can provide your character. And now coming to your floating point, you can give your floating point values here. You can give after decimal places any values it can take. Because your float can take after decimal place 7 precision values. Okay. So now how to initialize the variables at runtime. So runtime initialization is nothing but, so you can give a values for your variables at the time of execution. So when you execute your program, so now your compiler will ask you to give the values for your variables. So now you can enter those values by using your keyboard. So for that you have to use this syntax scanf. So scanf is a function. So when you say function in programming language, it always having parenthesis. So here open and close parenthesis. And remember in C programming, each and every line of your code, it must with ends with semicolon. So you must write semicolon at the end of each and every line of your code. So now you can specify two parameters in this function. One is your format specifier and the second one is your variable name. So for that, before variable name you can give an ampersand symbol, because your compiler need to identify the address of that particular variable, because it will place that value into that particular address. So now this is an example how we can initialize your variable at runtime. So first of all, you have to declare your variable, and after that you can use scanf. So before declaring you can use scanf, it will gives you an error. So first of all you have to declare, and after that you can specify. See here it is a format specifier. So format specifiers, it can be changed depends on your data types. Suppose if you are using integer, it will be percentile D. If you are using floating point, it will be percentile F. For character, it will be percentile C. For strings, it will be percentile S. Right? For double, it will be percentile LD. So depends on a data type, the format specifier it will be changed. And simply you can use an ampersand symbol and you can provide the variable name here. So what's the difference between the compile time and runtime initializations are? So when you use a compile time initialization, and every time when you execute your program, it will show you the same result because the values are not changed. Whereas you can give your values at runtime. So at the time of execution, you can change your values of your variables. Depends on your requirement. So depends on that, you can use in your application either a compile time initialization or a runtime initialization for the variables. Thank you.